you guys, today I'm going to show you how I make my fabric softener. This is something that I put in my laundry every single time I do my wash, and I do it for a couple of reasons. Number one, the vinegar and the baking soda are really good for just sort of helping to get rid of any weird stuff that could be hanging out on the fabric. And the other thing is it can function like a softener. And I like using this instead of the chemical alternatives. Well, not that the chemicals would be an alternative, I guess that kind of came out wrong. But there are a lot of people that are just used to having fabric softeners or having their clothing be scented. And I wanted to, I'll share it kind of toward the end why you really don't want to be doing that anymore, especially just for your own health, for your pet's health, and people around you that you encounter, because I can tell you, I can smell you from like 8 to 10 feet away if you've got fabric softener that you've been using in your house. So anyway, how do you make it? Well, first of all, I repurpose an old vinegar bottle, just the old gallon one, because it's handy and I don't like to make it all the time, and this will last me several months worth of doing laundry. The other thing I do is I take a black Sharpie and I will write the recipe. Let me try to get that up close so you guys can see that. I'm going to write the recipe right on the bottle. Then I don't have to go hunting for it later. The recipe is this. It's 1 cup of baking soda, 6 cups of vinegar, 7 cups of water, and 10 to 15 drops of essential oil. Now the one that I pick, it's Young Living lemongrass. Why do I pick lemongrass? Well, when you start researching, go ahead and Google lemongrass and see what some of the properties are, and you'll understand that's one of the reasons why I picked it. The second reason is it really smells amazing. It's very fresh, it's citrusy smelling, and it's got a nice, potent, strong aroma. And what I discovered was it completely takes away the scent of the vinegar. So it no longer smells like vinegar once I've got the lemongrass in there, and that's something else that I really love. So I've already done the first part of it, and that's you add the water first. Now there is an order to this so that you don't have a science explosion on your hands. So I've added the 7 cups of water. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little funnel and I'm going to add my baking soda. And that just requires a little bit of coaxing. There's probably a better way to do that, like maybe you take the lumps out of it before you add it. Oh geez, that's not going to work. Okay, don't try this at home, you guys. How am I going to do this? Just have to pat it and get it to go in there. But one of the reasons why you don't want to be using fabric softeners is because they can have a lot of chemicals in there that are hidden. And when you're doing, when you've got a fabric softener, you're putting it on your clothing and you're putting it on your sheets. Oh, this is quite a blooper. This is not going down. But anyway, that is sitting on your body or your pet's body for pretty much 24/7. So, if there's something like an artificial aroma to it, those aromas are designed, this is just not, don't do this. So the aroma is designed to be what they call, oh, here we go. That's the advantage of the flexible funnel. So it's designed to be super sticky. So what does that mean? That means it's going to hang out on the clothing forever and ever, because that's how it was designed chemically in order to do that. So to give you the impression that your clothes are really clean, even when they might not be. And the problem with that is those odors can, in the long term, be an irritant. They can trigger things like migraines, or if you've got some respiratory issues going on, it could be something that would worsen it, or trigger something like an allergy or something. And to me, the long-term effect, that it wouldn't be something that maybe you wouldn't notice right away, and that would be that it can start disrupting all of your hormones and your endocrine. And so I've got teenage boys, and I really want to be a grandmother someday. So that's a chemical that I decided to pull out about 10 years ago. So I've got my water, I've added my baking soda, finally. And then the next step is to slowly, very slowly start adding the vinegar. And I don't know if you can hear this, but what's happening is it starts bubbling up in there. And if I go too fast, it's basically going to erupt and be quite a explosion. So if you had a true science experiment that you wanted to do and you wanted to get that effect, that would be how you'd do it. You just dump that vinegar right in there. Now sometimes people, I'll give you a little toilet tip, people will add some baking soda with some vinegar to their toilets to kind of get that fizzy effect, but then also to help out with some of the hard mineral deposits that can accumulate with people who have hard water. They live in a place where they have that. So I'm going, see, there's one example. Maybe I went a little bit too fast. I'm trying to go fast for the camera here. But I'm just sort of pouring a little bit in at a time. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to add my oils, and that'll go pretty quickly. And then once I've added my oils, I'm done. And then all I have to do is every time I go and do laundry, I'm going to put there's usually a little compartment in most washing machines where it shows for fabric softener. And I just put the vinegar solution here up to the fill line for that. And I have had such great results. My towels are soft. They're not stiff like cardboard or anything like that. So now I'm going to just add my oil. So this is the Lemongrass Young Living Oil, and I'm just going to add 15 drops of that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's it. I'm done. I've just made my fabric softener. Thanks a lot, guys.